Leading an arts organization is a balancing act, especially when it's a nonprofit. And it's a job that is becoming more strenuous as public funding and cultural resources face curtailment. Today, we're talking to Steven Libman. He's the president and CEO of the Jacksonville Symphony, about how he's adapting to this new reality and his plans for the road ahead. Steven, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Very glad
Glad
to be
to
here.
have you. And I will sort of dial back to the previous conversation we were having with Chris Hand, because while we were talking, we got an email, or excuse me, a message from Jane on Facebook, specifically asking about the Jacksonville Symphony and its mention or its singling out by the state Doge. Jane wondering, why was the Jacksonville Symphony attacked about the budget? Is it because of blatant DEI prejudice?
I can't answer why, and we try not to get involved in the game of politics. So what I can say is that the Jacksonville Symphony continues to do amazing work for this community. Factually, what we heard about from that report was incorrect. So all of the grant that for example, the grant that we receive from the Cultural Council always goes to pay musician salaries, and that's what it goes for year after year. So we try to just keep doing what we're going to do and stay true to our mission, and just like I said, avoid getting caught up in the game of politics.
That's getting harder.
It is, but I think if you you can break through the noise by staying true to what you do. Sometimes people are provoking you to elicit a response that we're just not going to give, because again, we serve our 100,000 patrons who come to the hall every year and our 60,000 students, and we know that what we're doing is the right thing to do. We're an amazing organization for the state of Florida and for this region, and we're very, very proud of what we do.
Some concessions sometimes have to be made. We know that after this initial focus, that the symphony did go and take some DEI statements down off its website. And I'm sure that was a considered decision that probably had a lot of conversations leading up to it. So what are some of those discussions like when you're having those, or when you're discussing these issues with your own members of the symphony?
Sure. So we put things on our website. Some things, for example, if we're promoting a show, a concert, it comes up and then it comes down. Other items like our strategic plan go up on the website when the plan is complete. So what you're referring to is something that had been put up 5 years ago. And so whenever someone referred to it, it's like, well, that was placed there 5 years ago, and it's time to refresh the strategic plan, which we do every 5 years. And so that's really why any change was made. We still stay true to our mission. We want everyone, regardless of their ethnic background, to attend the symphony. We also have programs that serve individuals who are hearing impaired, who are blind. We have programs for veterans. And so if that's serving the community and with casting a very wide net, that's what we're going to keep doing.
How do you manage your staff? I mean, it must be a little bit dispiriting for an agency that focuses, or a body that focuses so much on community involvement, education, outreach, all of these things that the symphony does. How do you communicate, for instance, with your musicians about not letting that noise interfere with the music that they're making?
That's a really good question. I think that at the extreme end, you could see what's happening, say, in Washington D.C. and at the Kennedy Center, which is a different kind of challenge. We don't face that same challenge, and our musicians, I mean, everybody, we read the newspaper, we listen to WJCT, so we are aware of what's happening. But again, we stay true to our mission, and that's never going to change. We have our values, and as I mentioned before, if we were to say, well, we're never going to serve disabled veterans, then that would be bowing to a pressure that we're just not going to do. Or if we said we're not going to serve historically disenfranchised members of any community, I think our community, our patrons, and our employees would be very upset. So we, again, continue to move forward with serving everyone in the community, and that has proven to be very successful for us, because we receive corporate support and foundation support and support from individuals. And I think if we were to do the opposite, it would hurt us.
You've been in this a long time, this business.
Yes.
You've run multiple ballets, theaters, regional theaters. Um, and so you're very familiar with the art
Hmm.
nonprofit model in
Yes.
the arts community. So is this cyclical, this kind of thing? Are we in a very unusual period in terms of your experience?
It's sort of yes to both. Yes, it's cyclical, and yes, we're in an unusual period. I think what's common and what needs to be common for all arts organizations, and we're going through a strategic planning process now, as I mentioned, is you have to remain relevant to your community. You have to make sure that what you're doing is relevant to your community, and you demonstrating you want to have an impact here. We have an impact here in Northeast Florida. We're not trying to pretend we're in Houston or Los Angeles or New York and do something that's relevant there. I think arts organizations make a mistake when they forget that. And so if we maintain relevancy, that's very important to us. I have been doing this for over 40 years and running arts organizations for a long time. I can remember when I was in Pittsburgh, there was a movement to eliminate the National Endowment for the Arts. And the arts community galvanized around that. The newspaper, actually, there were newspapers, the newspaper donated a full page of space to take out an ad to support the National Endowment for the Arts. And so the arts community rallied together. That happened, and fortunately now we see the National Endowment for the Arts, in spite of everything you're reading about, has continues to have bipartisan support in Congress. So you always have to tell your story. You always have to make sure that you are speaking to Democrats and Republicans and independents and not pick sides. And I think if you can tell the story and be transparent, always be transparent. So, maybe somebody didn't like the fact that we put our part of our strategic plan 5 years ago on the website. We put our annual audit on the website, annual report, etc. So it's important that you are transparent. We are in far more challenging times now than I think we've been in a very long time. So that's
And
true.
so what do you need from the community at a time like this?
I think what we need is to recognize for all of the arts that we are absolutely essential. So on a basic economic level, the arts are major drivers of the economy, both here in Florida and nationally. The arts contribute more to the gross domestic product than the travel industry, than the construction industry. It is amazing how much we contribute. So we talk about that to local business leaders. It's also important to realize how essential we are for driving new businesses to move here. And it's not only the Jacksonville Symphony, it's the Cumberland Museum and Cathedral Arts. Together, we create an ecosystem that makes this place a rather wonderful place to live.
Well, there is a gala event on February 28th that the Symphony is doing. If you're interested, Steven Libman, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you.